Cardinals, they pick Mike LaFleur. Not Matt, Mike LaFleur. Now, Mike LaFleur comes from the coaching tree of Sean McVay and is, as of right now, of this taping, is 38 years old. But here's the thing about taking somebody from a coaching tree, because it does work. They proved that it works. But the fact of the matter is, what is on Mike LaFleur's resume is a guy named Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is a guy that's on this resume. He drafted 2 years with the Jets, and he was very influential, apparently, allegedly, was very influential in drafting Zach Wilson. I mean, do I need to say any more? Do I need to say any more? So we'll see what the Arizona Cardinals are going to go. I'm going to give this hire for right now because after Jonathan Gannon, that piece of shit, went over to the Eagles, talking to the Arizona Cardinals while we're in the middle of trying to prepare a Super Bowl. Never going to forgive that. Good luck in Green Bay, buddy. Have a good time there. I'm going to give this grade right now, honestly, a C minus, just because, yeah, it's the Sean McVay tree, but at the same time, the Cardinals are not in a position, and we could talk about that in another episode. I don't feel like the Cardinals are in a position to win now or even compete, and now you're going with an unproven, but once again, you have to be the head coach. You have to become the head coach at some point. But he's got a little bit of a wishy-washy track record there. So we got that. Joe Brady of the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills Mafia. What I'm really interested in this pick, because the Bills, honestly, it's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show there right now. Because I don't understand, I still don't understand it. You can look back at a previous episode, and please email me at Change of Crate. Bills Mafia, anybody watching this that feels like they got a different thing, that building is a dumpster fire right now. So we're going to get rid of our defensive head coach. We're going to promote the offensive head coach. We're going to promote the offensive coordinator into the head coaching position. And then we expect things to change. I don't necessarily agree with that. And with the Bills having a massive stadium that costs a lot more, can you believe that the Bills stadium, their new stadium that they're building, is more money than what the Raiders stadium is. And it's a very cookie cutter type of deal. And like I said in the previous episodes, which you can go back and watch, taxpayers are going to be paying a lot. Oh well, okay. If that's what you want, with no Super Bowl. No Super Bowl as of this taping. No Super Bowl in check. So I'm skeptical. So Joe Brady has been calling the plays since Brian Dable left for Josh Allen. So I see where the Bills are trying to go with this, and they're trying to promote from within. But we're going to see if he can get the best out of Josh Allen. Josh Allen turns 30. We need the Bills to, with the new stadium on the rise, they need to start getting up. I'm going to give the Joe Brady, it makes a lot of sense, but the rest of the decisions just don't make any sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Joe Brady the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give him a B+. And that's where I'm going to go with. All right, next is another guy off to another start, 38-year-old Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak. My apologies. Um, this is a sexy hire in my mind. As somebody who's been an offensive coordinator, somebody who's been a quarterback, this is a sexy hire in my mind with Clint Kubiak. Um, if the job, I don't know about that really being that sexy. He's going to have a chance. They're obviously going to go with Fernando Mendoza. That's kind of been the, rumor in the room is that's who they're going to go with. So he has a quarterback that he can develop under him. And we've seen Sam Darnold. Now, here's the thing that I have. Here's the question I have. Is it Sam Darnold that just throughout the years of being with the Jets, and then the Carolina Panthers, and then the Minnesota Vikings, and now with the Seattle Seahawks, is it Sam Darnold it's finally clicked for him? So without Clint, he might regress, or is Clint the whole mastermind of unlocking Sam Darnold? We saw it with Kevin O'Connell in the Vikings. I think that Sam Darnold has unlocked that key that he needs to. So I think he, once again, for today's age, I think he's somebody that, I don't think you could sit there and say, oh, he's a great backup. I definitely think he's an elite starter. We've seen him, but how is this going to change? Because the deal is pretty much inked with Clint, which is crazy to me that they're already reaching out. I thought there were some kind of rules about that. Apparently, they're not allowed to reach out during Super Bowl, but everyone's talking about him basically being linked as the new Raiders head coach. He's going to have a task ahead of him, though. That's the thing. This team is a team that bet on Pete Carroll, and that didn't seem to work. And he's going to have a task ahead of him with Fernando Mendoza, which I have to watch more footage. I don't want to say that I'm not a fan of him, but as of this taping right now, okay. Like, all right, we're going to have to maneuver some things to make this guy look good. Which is fine. That's fine, but let's at least admit that this guy needs things maneuvered just like any quarterback. So I think that the Clint Kubiak is the best hire, and I'm going to give that a complete A- right now. I think that is the only way that it could be a plus is if the Raiders make the Super Bowl again. But like I said, he's got some things that he's going to have to work through. So I don't expect them to. I expect them to compete better than they did under, the 72-year-old, 73-year-old Pete Carroll.